मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, क्लास 11th में आज मैं आपके सामने आपका सेकेंड वीडियो लेकर आई हूँ जिसमें मैं आपको बताऊंगी रूल्स ऑफ डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट. बिफोर स्टार्टिंग रूल्स ऑफ डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट, you should know that what is the meaning of debit and what is the meaning of credit. So see here, debit refers to the left side of an account and credit refers to the right side of an account. In an abbreviation, debit means DR and credit means CR. So before starting the rules, you should know that why we are debiting and crediting an item. The reason behind this is what that accounting system we follow is what the recording of transactions we used to do in double entry system. It means that every transaction has two aspects. The one is debit, other one is credit. Rules are formed on the basis of these two aspects. There are two approaches on the basis of which we decide that which side is to be credited and which side is to be debited. Accounts can be classified in two ways. The first one is traditional approach and the other one is modern approach. Traditional approach is also called English approach and modern approach is also called accounting equation approach. So let us start with the first one, traditional approach. So what is traditional approach? Under this approach, again accounts are classified into two groups. And these two groups are, the first one is the personal account, another one is impersonal account. Personal account again being categorized into three. The first one is natural person, the second one is artificial person and the third one is representative person. And impersonal account are again divided into two, real account and nominal account. So what is the first one? Personal account. Account which relates to person, that is individual, firms, companies, debtors or creditors. These are called personal account. And examples of personal account, for example, Raymond Company, Shamond Company, these are some of the examples of personal account. Why the personal account is prepared? The main purpose is to determine the balance due to or due from person or representatives or organizations. Personal account, again you know, it is classified into three groups. The first one is natural person, the other one is artificial person and the third one is representative personal account. Natural person, the term means the person who are creations of God, like us, okay, that I am the creation of God, you are the creation of God, we all comes under what? The natural person's account. For example, Ram's account, Sham's account, Geeta's account, Rita's account, I am taking myself, my name itself, Ritu's account, etc. Now the second one is artificial person's account. Artificial personal account. In this, the corporate bodies or institutions which are recognized as persons in business dealings. For example, the account of limited companies and the account of a club, cooperative societies comes under this category. The third one is the representative personal account. These are the accounts which represent a certain person or a group of person. Let us take one example. Suppose if the rent is due to landlord. So an outstanding rent account will be opened in the books and the outstanding rent amount represents the rent payable to the landlord. And the other examples are representative personal accounts are prepaid expenses account, then accrued commission, unearned interest, and the meaning of this we'll see in the other videos. Now let us start with the rule of personal account. Person means there are persons. So person may be the giver or the receiver. The rule which we need to follow is what? Debit the receiver and credit the giver. So the person who is receiving, his account is to be debited and the person who is giving his account or his or her account is to be what? Debited. Now the second one, the second personal account. It means which are not personal such as what? the cash account, rent account, and the machines account. These are not personal, okay, because human factor is not included in it. So these accounts are called impersonal account. Again, these accounts are subdivided into two groups. The first one is what, real account, and the second one is nominal account. Real account. Real account are the account which relate to tangible or intangible assets. Real means it includes tangible or intangible assets excluding debtors, because debtors means they are the person. For example, land, building, investment, plant and machinery, these are called what? The real accounts. Goodwill, trademarks, it also comes under real account. So see the rules of real account. Real means the things which are coming into the business. Whatever is coming into the business, it should be debited, and whatever is going out is to be credited. Now the next one is what? Expense. Accounts which relate to expenses, losses, gains or income comes under nominal account. Nominal account, let us take example: salary, rent, wages, commission earned, rent received. These are all what? Nominal accounts. So what are the rules of nominal account? The rule is nominal means what? Expenses, losses, incomes and gains. Expenses and losses always debited, and incomes and gains always credited. So the rule you need to follow is what? Debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. Now the next classification is modern classification, and under this classification accounts are categorized into 5 groups. The first one is what? Asset account. The second one is liability account. The third one is what? Capital account. Fourth is revenue, and the fifth one is expense account. Now the first rule for asset account. Asset means what? I have already explained in my previous video. If you have not seen, so please watch that video and find out. Rule of asset account. Asset means whatever is coming into the business, when it is increasing you have to debit, and when it is going out of the business you have to credit the account. The second one is liability account. So when the liability is increasing, the rule is when the liability is increasing you have to credit, and when it is decreasing you have to debit. So debit the decreases and credit the increases. The third one is what? Capital account. And there are the accounts of proprietors, owners who have invested amount in the business, and it includes what? Both capital and drawings account. So under this, capital and drawings both should be included. The rule you need to follow is what? Rules of debit and credit for capital account. Debit the decreases and credit the increases. The next one is what? Revenue account. Revenue account means these are the accounts of incomes and gains. For example, if you are receiving discount, if you are receiving interest, these are all what? Income. So when income is increasing you have to credit that account, and when the income is decreasing you have to debit. So here the rule is debit the decreases and credit the increases. The fifth one here is what? Expenses account. So increase in expenses what? Debit, and decrease in expenses what? Credit. For example, wages, salary, rent, etc. These are all expenses. So these are all 5 rules of accounts, and before that you have seen the rules of debit and credit under traditional approach. Whenever you solve the question on the basis of these 2 rules you may get the same answer, but you should know that there are 2 approaches, and under these 2 approaches what are the rules you need to follow you must know. So these are the rules. I'll be there with my another video. Till then, okay.